Hi everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back. This is something I've done before and something that is in my favorites to do again. And it's an easy tuck. You can use it in the bottom, you can use it in the top. It's an origami. I love origami stuff. It works better if you have a thinner paper. This one I did with a piece of Your Creative Studio. It's not really cardstock, but it is a heavier paper, and I did have a little bit of difficulty with it. This is probably 40-pound paper, but you can see it starts to tear. But it's still usable. So let's see. You want to start with a perfect square, or let's say as perfect as you can get. Now I've pulled out some scraps. So this is just a piece that my printer didn't do well with. So I'm going to cut this at 8.5 because that will make it square. So we'll do a couple of different sizes and I'll tell you the finished size. So 8.5, that worked out pretty good. Put that back in my scraps. So there's one, and then I've got this one. These are coffee dyed. This one is printed on the back. You kind of want it double-sided, but doesn't have to be. And I'll show you why, because I will tuck that back piece in if I don't have a double. So this is 8.5. Let's do this one 6 by 6. I'm going to go ahead and cut 6 and 6. Cutter woes, guys. I don't know what the deal is with me and cutters. All right, so there we have an 8.5 by 8.5. We have a 6 by 6. Let's do this one. I think the sample that I did was 6 by 6, wasn't it? I think this one was 6 by 6, so we don't want to go too much. Yeah, we don't want to go too much smaller. Let's try a 4.5 by 4.5. This is a good hashtag come on get scrappy project, because you can use up some bits and pieces. And so that's 4.5, 6. Let's try a smaller one. Let's do this one at I don't know if this would work, but we'll try. We've got 4.5, we've got 6, and we've got 8.5. Let's see, how big can we go on that? Let's do 7 on this one. I don't really want to go smaller than that 4.5. So we'll do 7, and we'll get some different sizes. That's a cool scrap for a collage. And so we'll put that under here, and then we'll use this one full size at 8.5 for instructions. I don't know what the deal is with me and cutters lately. I just feel like I haven't had a good cutter in 22 years. They skip, and I think it is the new blades. The old blades were better. You know, when they new and improve stuff, they don't always improve it. So we'll do that one first, and I've got one more here. So let's do a 5 by 5. And yes, I know I do my cutter upside down, and that probably might be part of the problem. I don't know. But then I see other people having similar issues, so I don't know. It should slide freely. And it doesn't. It sticks. And I've even put some oil on here to try and help. Nothing. Not helping. All right. Anyway, our cutting is done. The rest is folding, and this is so fun because you could decorate these any way you want. So I'm going to use this plain tan paper. You're going to put it on point. I want to make sure that I'm in the window. Let's see. I want to be under here, and yeah, I'm not going to fit in the whole window, but we're going to do a fold. So I'll try to stay in this general area. So we're going to put it on point, and we're going to bring this point up to this point. and then we are going to fold that out. We're going to bring this point up. I don't think I got it straight because I can't see, but it'll be close enough. And then we're going to bring this point up and just kind of, you know, maneuver it the best you can. Okay, then we're going to open this and bring this down. Okay, and then I like to tuck it back this way. I don't really want that piece on the outside. And then we bring this back up and fold this in. Maybe. Let's see. Okay, it's like this. I've just tucked that little piece in. Let's get some better folds. Where's my bone folder? There it is. If I get some better folds on here, maybe that will help. Okay, we are going to tuck these flaps inside. So I'm thinking if I fold this back a little, maybe I can get that crease where I want to fold and then pop it in. There we go. So that piece goes in. Same thing here. We want to pop that over and get that in. It's not as hard as I'm making it look. And then I'll go down there and I'll poke with my bone folder. Make sure it's all down in there. And then flatten it out like such. Now remember, this was 8.5, so it finishes at 4 1/4. So whatever size square you start with, you're going to finish half that size. So when you have your, oh, I just knocked over a bunch of stuff. This is my little cluster book I need to work in. When you have your little page, okay, this square will go on the back side, so you can decorate that, and then this will clip over the corner. So if you're doing a big book, or if you want it this big, you know, that's fine. You could also tuck this piece in, and that's what I usually like to do. So I'll just bring that over and fold it, and then I'll tuck it inside. If you don't like the if you don't like this piece right here, you could just well, that would close the pocket. You don't want, never mind, just use this side. Use this side to cluster on or whatever, and then use this side as blank. So then you have this. Now this there we go. I was not going all the way to the corner. This is kind of big, but you get the idea. You can use this as a top. Now, what I usually will do on this, unless you want to actually use it as a bookmark, because it's actually an origami bookmark. If you want to use it as a bookmark, don't glue it. But if you want it to stay on a page, you could put a little bit of glue on the outside edge and tuck that in and press it down. And then you will have a permanent bookmark there. So that's the bigger one. Let's try that again with this paper, and I'll try to see better, get it closer to me. When you have the contrast, it's easier to see where you have your points lined up, and the points are going to only line up as well as you cut your paper. So, you know, paper cutters are not, see, I have a square tip on there because paper cutter's not 100% accurate. Well, we're not going for perfection. We're going for utilization, right? It needs to be effective and useful. Doesn't need to be perfect. And it's handmade, so we're going to bring that up there. Anything that's not perfect can be inked over. Okay. I try to flatten as I go. Then we will open this and bring this down. And there again, you could leave this. You want to bring it right into that corner. You could leave it like that and just go over it. It doesn't really matter. And then you tuck these in. like so. And try to get it pretty close to the fold. This one's doing better than the last one. So there again, we'll come right on that. You know, do what you have to do to get it in there. Right there. Okay. Fold that down. And there you go. You can leave it this way. This will be the other side. Or you can fold this piece inside as well. And that's what I usually do. I like to have it decorative paper on both sides. Did I not get it straight? Yeah. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Yeah. See how that one lays much flatter? I got it lined up much better. And that will look like this on a corner of a page. So you may want one that's that size, and you may not. I would probably take and run some lace along here, like I do my other triangles, my corner tucks and stuff. Run some lace along the edge, and then put, you know, a rose or something there, some kind of focal point or cluster or anything like that. But they can just as well be on the bottom of a page. They don't have to be on the top. They're designed to be on the top because they're bookmarks, but they don't have to be. So it's up to you. You could do two of these, you know, on opposite pages there where the fold is in the middle, and you know, just tack a little glue on the corners. Then you would have a tuck on both sides of your page. So let's do a slightly smaller one. Okay, those end up being, what did I say, 4 1/4, which is half of 8 1/2. And so this one starts at 7. So this one, right? Yeah, this one starts at 7. So it is, and I'm not worrying about any design. I kind of tried to find one that was an overall pattern. This one is going to end up at 3 1/2. Okay, and I think I'll bring this one up first, only because I saw that paper move when I bent it. And then fold this down. Use your bone folder. Your bone folder is your friend. And I'm using my fingernail right there to get along that that edge really well. Really good. Okay. There again, like I said, 3 1/2. Okay. So that's going to end up being half. So once you get your, you know, folded point to point, and you fold these up, you're going to open it back up, fold this down right into the point. You can either leave it here or tuck it in. This piece can also come down. You could do the whole thing, and then that way this can get tucked in, and then this goes up and in. Like so. Okay. And you know, if it opens out and you need to start over to do the steps, that's okay. Do whatever makes it easier for you. And I would probably ink around this to cut down on the backside showing so much. But you don't have to. You can do that all at the end. But that one laid down nice too. Good deal. Okay. So there we have. You can see the difference in size. Okay, 8 1/2 and 7. So if you have 1 1/2 inches, it's going to be 3/4 of an inch smaller. So I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make you do math. I'm just want you to know, if whatever size pocket that you want to end up with, double the square, and that will give you the size. So let's do a 6 by 6. Let's see. So we've got 3 going here. So 6 by 6. And see that this paper is not cut straight, and you can tell that, well, if I went to the point. If I go to the exact point and I pull this down, it should be points on the corners, but that's not. So I'm off maybe, I don't know, 1/16 of an inch. I'm going to go this side first. So this one was 6 by 6, so it's going to end up being 3 inches. Yep. The hardest part right here is this little turn where you're going at that angle, because you want to get as close to the other one as you can. There we go. Flatten it good. Okay, and you can leave them, like I said, you can leave it with that square on the back, but I like them both tucked in. So technically you can just fold both of these down at the same time. Go down to right between here where those folded together. That's where you're putting that point. Fold that down. Okay. And tuck this one in and fold this over. I remember when I was, gosh, probably told you this before, but in 4th grade, we did a lot of origami, and we were really into making what in the junk journal world is called a tuckalope, I think. Well, they're drinking cups. That's what we used them for in 4th grade. We would use them at the drinking fountain because all of a sudden we have discovered germs and, you know, science probably. And then we didn't want to drink after everybody in the drinking fountain. So we started making, out of newsprint lined paper, we were making tuckalopes and drinking out of them from the drinking fountain because of germs. But they only would last once because newsprint's so thin, you know, it would saturate. You could get like 2 quick drinks and that was it. Yeah, so that's cute. I think I like this size with the 6 by 6. So there we go. That ends up at 3 inches. This one is the 5 inch. Let's see how this one turns out. And then I am just going to put these in my in with my tucks, ready to go in my ephemera box, and that way when I want a tuck for something in a journal, I'll just grab it. So these are good make-aheads. Yeah, great for using up scraps. Okay, I got a little fold there somewhere. So let's open this, fold these down. Make sure I don't have that folded. Oh yeah, I do. I'm gonna run that a little bit harder because I want to be able to see that point when I fold these two down. And I'm coming as close to it as I can without getting in this fold, because I don't want to interfere with that little fold. So this one forward, this one tucked in, and then we will fold this back. I think it's a little harder the smaller you get because you know, your fingers are the same size. So I don't know what all that noise is outside. Okay. And I'm just trying to get to where I know I want to fold that over close to that piece. And there we go. So when we start at 5, you're going to end up with a 2.5. Let's measure it. 2.5. Yeah. So that's a good size too. Depending on the size of your journal you're making, on a traveler's notebook, this might be a better size. So we've got one more, and this one started at 4.5, so it's going to end up at 2.25. So let's see which way. I think I'm going to go this way. No, I'm going to go this way. I'm just trying to decide. When I think I have it figured out which side will be on the outside, I'm wrong, so it doesn't really matter. Let's fold this up. And like I said, the thinner paper works better, so this will be great with the Hobby Lobby paper that comes in the ephemera pack. I probably should have been doing this. In fact, I know I should have been, because if this is our Saturday Start My Stash tuck, basic corner bookmark tuck, and I should have been using the ephemera collection from Hobby Lobby. But you'll forgive me, I'll be back on it next week. It's kind of in the... I've been trying to get my laptop set up, my new one, and it's been a chore because Windows 11 is not quite the same as what I'm used to, the Windows 10. However, I did get all of my Photoshop and Elements and Premiere, Photoshop Premiere, everything installed, and my quilt software. Everything works. So I was really stoked that I figured out all of that on my own, because my son was like, oh, all you have to do is just say no to everything when you're going in there. And he was like, let me know if you have a problem. So I didn't want to bother him because he's working, but I figured everything out on my own, which was time consuming, but kind of refreshing because I am not great at figuring stuff out anymore. But I did it. I watched a couple of YouTube videos on Windows 11 and voila, I'm ready to go. This video will be edited on my new laptop, yay, with Windows 11. And it's so funny. The old one took like 3 minutes to open Photoshop or Premiere. This one, 10 seconds. Not even 10 seconds, probably 5 seconds. Because it was open before I even paid attention. So anyway, here we go. That last one with the 4.5 ended up 2 1/4. So these are fun. I kind of like this little one too. I think these might fit better on the page, depending on, you know, they're a little tighter, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, see, that fits a little snugger because you have those layers in there, and I feel like this hugs the page better. But if you were going to use it on the bottom, I would probably go with, is this our 6-inch one? That ends up being 3 inches, because you can get that on the bottom and it might hold better, you know, whatever you're going to stuff in there. I don't know. Whereas this one would be great for just a bookmark. I don't know. Play with it, see what you like. Let me know in the comments if you try this. I love making these, and like I said, we used to make them all the time for bookmarks, and I love being able to take something that I learned how to make when I was a kid and put it in a journal. So I'm going to take out the pattern one, but just show you the variation in sizes there. I think you can get all of that, right? Yes, they're all in there. All right, guys, well, make some of these, put them in your stash, and I think this was week 15. So I will see you next time. Bye now.